Welcome to Spacious Scaling, everyone. We are about to dive so deep into growing your business tonight. So I am so excited to be able to support you all and get to know you all at a much deeper level. I hope you've got your pen and paper ready because we have a lot to go through. I want you to be engaging the whole time in the chat too. The more that you put in, the more I can give back as well. I want to really feel your energy in the chat box because that is where I'm able to connect with you tonight. It's so good to see so many of you here live. This is our biggest event yet. And it's so good to see so many of you from all different walks of life and all different niches too. So this is really, really special. And if you're watching the replay, then hello, hello. I care about you too. And I'm so grateful that you're here. All right, let's get started like I said, there's a lot to go through. So I just want to know, first of all, in the chat that you can definitely see my screen loudly and clearly. And if I get some yeses in the chat, then we can move forwards. Amazing. Perfect. Alrighty. Well, I've got the Zoom chat just in the corner there. So if you need, then I'll be there. All right. So there are two reasons that most coaches don't sustainably scale to 30K months. First, they're working hard on the wrong things in a business model that actually just can't get them there. Let me know in the chat, is this you? The second reason is that even when they do have the right approach or business model, they don't take consistent action. They start, stop, or slow down when results aren't instant. Let me know if this is you, right? My goal for you all today is to show you the right model so that with consistent action, your results are inevitable. Let me know in the chat, do you want to be reaching 30K months? And there are lots of ways you can reach 30K months, by the way. There are plenty of people that are doing it, but with no profit margin. There are plenty of people that are doing it, but they have no white space in their calendar whatsoever. They're burnt out, they're exhausted, and they're hustling for every sale and on back-to-back calls 24/7. That is not what I'm teaching you today. I'm talking about high profit margins. I'm talking about a spacious calendar, and I'm talking about peace of mind all in the process whilst you impact hundreds of lives. Because this is the exact spacious business model that I use to scale from 30K months to now over 100K per month, all while having a clear calendar most days of the week. And it's the same model I've now taught to more than 300 coaches. So I'm really excited to break this down for you today. My intention is for tonight to be one of the most powerful workshops you have ever watched. This is not going to be one of those free trainings where you walk away with no real insights or where you're stuck in one big sales pitch for half the time. That is not what today is about. So let me guess, your lead gen and sales currently feels a little bit like a roller coaster. You're currently stuck delivering one-to-one for every client or most of your clients. You've hit an income ceiling and need a more leveraged way to increase revenue without adding more hours. And your revenue feels unpredictable. Some months are great, but others feel like you're starting from scratch. You don't want to sacrifice your freedom as you scale. Let me know, did any of that just resonate with all of you? And if it did, this really sucks because you know that you get great results for your clients. Like, you know you're good at what you do, but your income for some reason just doesn't match your impact. Others are hitting 30K months with ease while you're stuck in delivery mode, relying on referrals or constant posting without steady sales. And deep down, you know that you're capable of so much more. So here's the truth. The coaching industry has changed. Skepticism is at an all-time high. Information is abundant. Competition is everywhere. Your potential clients are more sophisticated and they're doing their research, because what worked in 2022 just doesn't work the same in 2025. Let me know if you resonate with this. Sounds like it from looking at the chat. Wow. And it's costing you guys time, money, and energy to keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. It no longer works to simply post average content, be blasé in your messaging, or dabble in your marketing strategy. Who's experienced this? That worked 5 or so years ago, and it just does not work today. So if you want to reach 30K per month and create true freedom, you need a scalable business model that actually allows clients to find you, like you, and trust you really quickly, right? Who wants that? Otherwise, don't be surprised if potential clients give you objection after objection, leave you on red, and go to your competition, leaving you stuck in the same income ceiling that you've been in for way too long. It actually pains me and frustrates me how many people are experiencing this exact thing. And that is why I'm spending my time here tonight to support you all, because it just doesn't need to be that way. So if right now you don't have the leads, the clients, or the revenue that you're after, that tells me that there are holes in your marketing strategy and missing pieces in your current business model. So let's change that, guys. Now, here's why you should stick around for the next hour. I built my coaching business to over $1 million organically in under 4 years of starting my business with zero prior marketing or business experience. I never went to uni. I almost failed school twice and had no coaching certification to begin with. I was just 22 years young when I started as a mindset coach. That's how I started. And I was helping women to build confidence right as the global pandemic hit, which was arguably one of the worst and most uncertain times to actually start a business. And just because there's a lot of noise out there in the online world, I thought I would show proof of how I've made over $1 million in cash in under 4 years of business. And now we have, made well over $2 million and making over 100K a month. But I want you to know that whilst that might sound all glamorous and fun and beautiful and amazing, it really wasn't always this easy and fun. So I want to share something quite vulnerable with you.
So it's the 26th of August, 2020, and I'm currently trying to start my coaching business. And it feels like I've been trying to start for a year because I have been. And I currently have 4 clients, but only one's properly paying task. And I just find it so hard. It's all I want to do, and I just feel like I can't do it, and I feel like it's so hard, and I don't know what I'm doing. That's the story I keep playing in my head, and I just don't know what I'm doing. The only thing I do know is that I really want to help people. But sales and marketing and business and doing it on my own and figuring it out, it's so hard. I just keep trying and I just feel like no results come. Very deep down, I know it will one day, but I just don't know when or how. And I'm just afraid it will be, 10 years down the track instead of 3 months down the track.
So that was me all of those years ago. And I just really wanted to show you that I get it. Like, I was there. And if you at all relate to that version of me, then just please know that there is another side to that when you have the right support and the right approach. So shortly after that rock bottom moment, I booked a call with the only business coach that I actually knew at the time. And I used my savings and I invested $9,000 to get the help that I needed to grow. That was the investment. And I was terrified, to be honest, but I just also knew, as you can see from that video, that something needed to change. So booking that call ended up changing my whole life, because it was there that I truly committed to my business, because $9,000 meant a lot to me. And I finally got the help that I needed to grow. I just didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have, the qualification. I didn't know what marketing was. I didn't have business experience. So we don't know what we don't know, right? Who resonates? Who resonates with baby Sophia, 5 years ago? I've since invested over $200,000 to learn different strategies and all of the things to be able to grow and scale in this industry. And I've learned all of the ways that you can grow from some of the top industry experts out there so that you today can go straight to what works. Okay. Thank you so much for all of the love in the chat, guys. Today, though, on a more positive note, I have a spacious business model with a slow living lifestyle I love, and I'm on a mission to help as many coaches as possible to create the same. We're doing over 100K cash months. I've got a clear calendar most days of the week. with amazing client results, most importantly, and a life that I'm obsessed with. So here's just, some screenshot proof of that, my calendar, my beautiful partner, my home. Yeah, I guess I would love to know in the chat, are you ready to create the same? Are you ready to go from, where I was 5 years ago, if you are relating to that right now, to a more spacious lifestyle where you're earning good money, you're being rewarded for the hard work you're actually putting in? Yes, please. Thank you for sharing that video. Yes, yes, yes. Amazing. Well, let's do this then, because I want you to know that this doesn't just work for me. This isn't just possible for me. I've got hundreds of clients. As you can see, there's incredible results. I've supported them to start their business and sign their first client, make their first 5K, 10K, 30K, 50K, 70K, and even over 80K a month. I've helped clients hit their first $1 million in business, their first $500,000 in business, all from starting out with me as well. So if I can do it, if they can do it, then so can you. I need you to know that your belief and your mindset is everything. And it really starts with you believing that this is actually possible for you. And the coolest part of this process that I'm going to be teaching you tonight is that this works no matter your niche. If you are a mindset coach, if you are a nutrition coach, a spiritual business coach, a business coach, a relationship coach, it doesn't matter what type of coach you are. If you're providing a service online and there is a need for what it is you are helping people with, then the process that I teach works for all of you. It worked for me as a mindset coach, and it works for me still today as a business coach. It's got nothing to do with the niche. It's about the human behind it and also the strategy in front of it. So that is what we're focused on today. And these are just some results from clients. And you can see they've got different niches, and yet they're thriving from the very process that I'm teaching you today. Okay, so relationship coaches, mindset coaches, healing coaches, all of the things, right? I could go on and on and on, but you get the drill. So let me know in the chat. I need your energy. There's a lot of you here, and I need you engaging as much as possible because your energy just means everything tonight. Are you ready to learn how to make $30,000 per month? The more yeses, the more I will share with you for sure. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, yes, yes. I'm so ready to do this. Okay, amazing. I'm loving your guys' energy. Joe, Christina, Megan, Esther, Cassandra, Simon, everyone, Tonya, so good. Bree, let's do this then. So let's break it down for starters. $30,000 per month is $360,000 a year, which is $7,500 per week, which is $1,071 per day. When you see those numbers, I'm really curious, on a scale of 1 to 10, how possible does that feel for you right now with your current business model? So you might believe it's possible for you, but with the way you have things set up right now, is it possible for you to reach 30K months, or do you not have a sustainable business model or a business model in place? Okay, an overwhelming amount of zeros and ones. Okay, well, you're definitely in the right place, and we've definitely got a lot of work to do then, because we need to have not just a business model, but the right business model in place. All right. So I really want you to know, regardless of whether you said 1 or 10 or 0 right now, it's possible for you. If I'm doing it, if my clients are doing it, and I'm sure you're following other coaches out there doing it as well, then please know with the right support and approach, it's possible for you too. So let me share with you the framework that has made me millions of dollars in the last 5 years, so that you have the exact, simple, sustainable, and scalable approach that's going to get you to those 30K months on repeat. Introducing the scalable system. This is a process that I have created after years and years of testing and trialing and erroring things of, how can I scale with the simplest business model ever? I didn't want complicated. I didn't want expensive. I didn't want unrewarding or unfulfilling. It needed to be lean and simple and spacious. Like, that's just such a priority for me, to set it up in a way that allows me to prioritize the areas of my life that I'm, that I care the most about, which for me is the relationships in my life, and creating space for that is super important. So that's how this method is designed. So this is the exact system that I use to scale to 30K months without the constant grind of posting content and struggling to convert, or feeling, trapped in an unsustainable business model, right? Like, instead, this scalable approach creates consistent, predictable income while giving you more freedom in both your business and your life. And this is the exact system that made me over $1 million organically, mind you, in under 4 years of business by age 26 without costing me my health, lifestyle, or relationships. In fact, this system actually improved my health, lifestyle, and relationships because I finally had the time, the money, and the freedom to actually invest in those areas. Now, the truth is, scaling your business does not require working harder. It's not about working harder. It's actually about working smarter. There are plenty of coaches out there working incredibly hard and long. They've been trying to get their business up and running for years. That is working hard and it's not working, right? But in order to actually truly grow and scale, we need to work smart on the right things in the right time and in the right order. So let me break down the scalable system for you. Get ready to take some notes. So pillar number one, we'll go one pillar at a time, is sustainable strategy. So imagine waking up every day knowing exactly what to focus on to grow your business. You're attracting high quality leads daily, you are nurturing them consistently and converting them into dream clients, all without feeling overwhelmed or stuck. That is what sustainable strategy does. Who's excited to learn sustainable strategy? So there are 3 things that make up sustainable strategy. We have the daily lead attractor. This is the way that you are going to attract ideal potential clients every day into your business. There are loads of ways you can do that, and I teach all of the ways, but that is what the daily lead attractor is. It's a combination of different strategies that you can leverage to make sure you're never sitting there twiddling your thumbs, wondering where your next client's coming from. We don't want that. Who wants that? The next thing we need to make up a sustainable strategy is the weekly audience nurturer, because it's one thing to bring in a whole heap of leads, and it's another to build relationships with them so they like, know, and trust you, and you like, know, and trust them, and you actually want to work together. Like, we need to have an approach in place that allows for that connection to be formed. And then there's the monthly event engine. This is my signature process that has honestly made me so much money and helped so many people, where you're running workshops and events just like this, where you're truly adding a lot of value, and it helps for people to build that trust with you. And a percentage of those people will want your support with what it is you taught. That is what sustainable strategy is. All right. Now, there is a burnout way to go about strategy, and there is a more spacious way. So maybe you relate with one of these. Constantly creating new content just to stay visible. Who's doing that? Let me know in the chat. Whereas instead, yes, we want to post content consistently. That's very important, but we can work smarter with it. So the more spacious way would be to create one long form piece of content and actually just repurpose that across all different social media platforms. So for the time and energy it takes to create one thing, you get many out of it. That's working smarter, right? The burnout way is doing all of the marketing manually and burning out, right? Instead, we want to leverage things like AI and templates and repurposing and automation to actually enable us to stay consistent, right? Another burnout way of going about marketing and strategy is relying on referrals and cold DMs to find clients. Who's currently has their business model relying on referrals and cold DMs mostly to actually sign clients? Like, they're waiting for word of mouth interactions and referrals. And whilst that's great because it says a lot about you, if you are actually getting those referrals, it means you're good at what you do. People don't recommend and refer people for no reason. But if we're relying solely on that, then our growth of our own business is out of our hands, and that's not a great position to be in. So instead, a more spacious way, for example, might be to run simple Facebook ads to attract leads in your sleep. That's a way smarter way that you have control over without working harder necessarily. Now, another burnout way, and this is a big mistake I see most coaches make, to be honest, is being really general with their messaging. They're posting, they're showing up, they're being consistent, they're doing all the things, but their messaging is so vague and unclear that it doesn't land. And that's why people don't interact, and that's why people don't buy, right? Instead, the more spacious way, because it will actually work, is to be hyper specific and tangible with your messaging. So let me know right now, are you more the burnout way currently when it comes to strategy, or are you more in the spacious way? Spacious way right now. Let me know. All right. Wow. Lots of comments. Amazing. All right. So one of my clients, Becky, she actually went from doing everything and feeling exhausted. So more that burnout way, if you relate to that. And she was just stuck at 5K months where no matter what she did, she just couldn't really get past that. And now she's doing well over 30K a month through an evergreen event funnel whilst traveling the world and homeschooling her two children. She leveraged the leads that came through her evergreen event funnel with conversations via DM and sales calls, and she is just killing it. I've been working with her for years, and she's just amazing, and just evidence that whether you are a mum, whether you are a single mum or not, or whatever your circumstances are, you can create an incredible life when you have the right approach in place. One of my other clients, Tara, on the Gold Coast, she is a beauty therapist coach, and she started working with me when she was actually at $0, and she had a very small and unengaged audience. And within 6 months of working with me, she had made over $310,000, and actually recently sent me a message to say that 100 plus of her ideal clients had requested to join her private community within a 24-hour period, because her nurtured audience using the weekly audience nurturer, which is a process I teach, is why she was able to do that. And then she's able to now sign clients most days of the week with a really, really high conversion rate because she knows how to use the full process of the scalable system, right? And her results just say it all. I mean, she's just so inspiring. I can't keep up with her. $19,899 weeks, signing up 3 clients, sitting at $71,000, 72K she'd made within 2.5 months of working with me. Like all of this she's made, and it's just phenomenal. Yeah, really, really proud of her results. Now, I don't have time to go through all 3 of these things tonight, but I can go through one of them. So I thought it'd be really valuable if I went a little bit deeper on the monthly event engine for you so you can really see, kind of what goes into that. I know my messaging is off at the moment because I feel torn on where I want to take my business, definitely the burnout way. Well, thank you for sharing that. And yeah, if you are torn between 2 worlds, then it's going to be confusing, not just for yourself, but for your audience too. So it's definitely something you'd want to get clear on. So let me guess, guys. You're posting every day, you're creating what you believe is high quality content, but for some reason your DMs are silent and no new high quality leads are actually coming in. You spend hours brainstorming, filming reels, writing captions, and yet sales still feel like a struggle. Here's the big mistake you're making. Short form content rarely converts. It attracts, guys. It's an attraction strategy, right? The truth is that short form content alone rarely builds enough trust to inspire a buying decision. It's like giving someone puzzle pieces one at a time and hoping that they'll see the full picture. This is where events comes in through my monthly event engine process. So let me walk you through a real lead to client journey in the DMs where no sales call was required due to the power of events, just so you can see how this works. So you want to pay attention here because there's a lot to this, but it's so cool. So back in April, I had someone reach out to me just saying, is the workshop that was linked in my bio still available for purchase? Because she could see that it was a live event that I'd run and the date had passed, but it was still in my bio. So she just wanted to check because it was a paid workshop for like $49 or whatever it was. And I was like, yep, it is. Do you need the link? And she's like, nope, I've got it. I'll do it. Then, she purchased it. So I sent her the replay and then she went and watched it, right? Super simple. And then I actually asked her like how she found it. Like, how did she find it? Like what prompted her to actually go on my profile and see that link in my bio? And so she sent me my own reel, which is a short piece of content that captivated her attention, right? And then anyways, so it was the short form content that allowed her to find me, just to make that clear. Then she messaged me the next day being like, babe, this workshop is a game changer. And I was like, what's your biggest takeaway? She was like blown away by the workshop. She was sharing all of her takeaways and I was just so happy for her. And then, we were speaking, not long after that. And she said, like, after your workshop, I implemented everything straight away, decided to do a low ticket offer to upsell into my program and ended up converting 50% and had a $60,000 sales week, right? And she's like, this is the best $44 I've ever spent. And it's a huge number, but she basically had a 136,264% ROI, right? Which is like such a no-brainer. And so naturally she wanted more support, because she's like, if that's the ROI she got from one little paid workshop, imagine what she would get for with actually working with me. So a couple of, voice messages later, she asked for the link and she signed up for a full year with me. And oh my God, she's like 200K now away from making her first $1 million. And she's just thriving. Like, that was the message she sent me earlier today. And these are just some of her results, recently, 20K in sales, like just clients signing up left, right, and center. You can just totally see the energy here. She's such a dream client. And in less than 1 week of, being in my program, she brought in almost another $32,000 in sales. Can we just like take a moment to see how amazing this is? Like, sure, she's following my process, but she's the one taking action. She's leaning in so much, trust herself, taking action, and look at these results she's getting as a result of it, right? Now, I shared all of that to make a point that this is the power of events, because it's less likely, or would have taken a lot longer, that she would have ever joined my program had she not consumed a long form piece of content of mine, like an event of mine. It's because she got a transformation from that event and it built up that trust, right? So events is how you attract premium clients consistently without being glued to social media 24/7, right? By leveraging events, you'll create a scalable sales machine that signs high ticket clients with ease, right? Now, you can run live events like this, or you can run evergreen events, which are pre-recorded events, okay? There is a benefit and power to doing both, right? And the reason why events is so, so important, well, one of many, is that instead of relying only on one-on-one interactions where you have to have several calls or several conversations or so much back and forth, instead you can deliver such a powerful transformation to many people at once. Like, there are so many of you live right now. There are so many of you here as well. And that is, I can just give so much more, because there's no way I could have capacity to jump on a one-on-one with each individual of you and share this amount of value. Like, that would just take forever. There's so many of you. And so events allows you to help a lot of people in less time. Okay. Right. Here are some screenshots on the right of random people I found that are promoting their service. And what's in common with these is not what they're promoting. Some people are promoting like how to go viral on TikTok, how to grow on Instagram, how to do this. But notice they're not selling their service on those social media platforms. They're actually doing it via an event, which is so ironic, right? So it's not the social media platform that's selling, it's the event that's doing the selling. Does this make sense, guys? Pop a yes in the chat if this is landing for you right now and if you're finding this interesting, because I'll only go deeper if you love it. And the reason why this is so important is because we are in a trust recession in the coaching industry due to AI coming into the world and just the unregulation of the industry. Like, anyone can become a coach, right? Too many people have also been burned by empty promises, which is why running live events and delivering long form content is so essential, because it really builds that trust and positions you as a go-to expert. So when you make an offer, your audience is actually primed and ready to buy. And Google calls this the 7-11-4 rule. Google says that on average, it's just the average, it requires 7 hours of content consumption before someone will buy from you across 11 different touch points. So they might register for something, click on something, message you here, they interact with you in roughly 11 different ways in 4 different locations. So it could be email, text message, on an event, and on Instagram, for example. This is just the average, and it's rough. Like, some people know me for 24 hours and they're joining my highest ticket program, right? So it's when you do this all right, people can purchase from you way faster, right? But if you do it wrong, then people can be following you for years and still not buy, okay? So events speeds up this process, because imagine if you don't run long form content like an event like this, imagine how many reels you have to create 7 hours worth of content consumption, right? A lot, okay? And that's not what we want. So when you look at the best of the best, like Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, I mean, Marie Forleo, all these people, I could just like list people, Russell Brunson, Alex Hormozy. I mean, he made $100 million from one event, right? $100 million in a day from one event. That's the power of events. They're all doing it for a reason. The top of the top, the best, they're running events, whether it's in person, whether it's live, whether it's paid, whether it's free, they're doing all of them, right? So where do you stand right now? Red, you run fewer than 3 events per year and convert less than 10% of registrants. Or yellow, you run approximately 6 events per year and typically convert like 10 to 20% of registrants. Or green, you're running like 10 to 12 events per year and typically convert between 20 and 25% of registrants. Let me know. Red, thank you so much for your honesty. Red, 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 red. Okay, guys. So you are not capitalizing on like one of the most powerful things you could commit to mastering, right? Thank you so much for everyone's vulnerability in sharing all of this, right? It just allows me to help you. So, and you're clearly not alone in it, right? But I'm telling you right now, if you're red, this should be one of your biggest priorities. If you nail this, I mean, like I already know like how many beautiful clients I'm going to be signing right at the end of this, because just strategically, statistically, like this is what just happens when people consume your long form content, and you do a really good job when you master it. And so what I teach my clients is how do they master this, and not how they master selling or anything like that necessarily. It's like, how do you master communicating? How do you master adding value and helping people and making something so compelling that people take time out of their day to consume your content? That's really what it's about. Knowing, like Google says, if you get people to consume your content, you know, they will buy. But if you can't even get people to consume your content, that would explain why you're struggling to sign so many clients, right? So this is worth mastering. And I've been doing this the whole time I've been in business. I obviously just sucked at it in the beginning, and I just have slowly gotten better over time. And it's my goal that, you know, I now give my clients the exact process just from the beginning. They get the scripts, they get the tools, they get the templates, and they get all of the learnings, most importantly. One of my clients, Georgia, she is a financial and location freedom coach, and she made $24,000 on her very first virtual event using the monthly event engine. She had a personalized plan tailored to her offer and goals, and she mastered the power of presenting highly impactful events. And she's actually planning on running an event to 300 people early next year as well, which is just phenomenal. Now, that's what I have to say when it comes to events. As you can tell, I'm really passionate about it, but I'm mostly just passionate about it because it's helped me so much, and it's helped so many people, right? Whether they become a client or not, like it's a valuable experience. They walk away with golden nuggets that they can take into their business. And to me, that's very, very special. So who's excited to now learn about pillar 2, which is seamless sales? Pop in the chat if you are excited, because I definitely am. If you don't know how to have seamless sales, I mean, it's sort of tells you in of itself what your experience is going to be like in business. So whether you like sales or not, my aim is that you know, having a seamless sales process actually makes it really enjoyable, right? What do you do in events, or how to start events if you don't have client studies? Well, if you don't have client case studies, you should really have your own results, and I would double down on that instead. All right. When your sales process is seamless, you will create consistent income without the plateaus. Who's experiencing sales plateaus at the moment where you're just feeling a little bit stagnant, you're maybe even declining, right? What if you could sell in a way that completely like felt aligned? No chasing, no cold DMs that no one likes to receive. Instead, just natural, effortless approaches that turn into dream clients signing up to your no-brainer offer. Right? So just like sustainable strategy, there are also 3 components that go into making up seamless sales. So first of all, we've got the no-brainer offer. If you have an exceptional offer, it's honestly going to make your potential clients feeling so silly saying no to it, when it literally speaks to them exactly. It solves the very problem that's so painful for them, and it provides the outcome that they so desperately desire. And it, you know, matches price wise, the support wise, and all of the things. That is a no-brainer offer, right? So we need that. Otherwise, you could be amazing at sales, but if your offer sucks, people aren't going to buy it. Can we all agree with that? The second thing you need to make sales seamless is the sell via chat method. So this is my process of how You learn to sell via conversations, essentially, whether that is in the DMs or on a sales call or the other several approaches that there are. I teach all of them because I think there's a time and place for them, but learning how to sell through having authentic conversations is essential, right? Can we all agree with that? And then the third piece that makes sales seamless is having the retention builder in place. This is how you retain your existing clients. This is how you keep them long term, because then instead of constantly selling to new people all the time, you can just keep your existing clients, right? And that's going to come down to, again, you being really fantastic at what you do, right? So let me, Karen, I will totally happily answer that for you in terms of what I suggest for a no-brainer offer consisting of when you're starting out. I will dive deeper into that shortly. But first, I kind of want to dive deep into the burnout way versus the spacious way of doing sales, just so if you are doing something right now that's probably not supporting you long-term, that we can tidy that up right now. So the burnout way is selling only through one-on-one approaches and endless follow-ups, right? Instead, we want to like automate the nurturing process a little bit with content or running events so potential clients actually come pre-warmed. So, you know, I will have sales calls. I think I love them personally. Like, I think some people do it in a really complicated way where there's like a 10-minute call and then a 60-minute call and then there's follow-ups and all this stuff. I think that's very unnecessary most of the time. So I think there's like a hard way and a really spacious way to do everything. And I love sales calls because I don't want to just work with everyone. I'm very particular with who I work with because I pride myself on having, you know, incredible clients that get great results. And it's because, you know, I love working with them and I believe in them. And, you know, they're people that take self-responsibility and they take massive action. And having a sales call is a really great way to kind of figure those things out if they're that type of person. So I love them, but you know, because of me running events, having a podcast, long form content, emails that go out all the time, by the time someone actually gets on a sales call with me, they're already so nurtured. They know who I am. They know what I offer. And in most cases, they actually already want to work with me. We're just making sure that we're the right fit. And then we go from there and it's super casual. And so that's a more spacious way, right? A burnout way to sales is like getting ghosted on calls and battling endless objections. That tells me that there are problems in your sales process. Versus a more spacious way would be, like I said, having a no-brainer offer that actually does 80% of the selling for you, where people are like, I really want your offer. I really want to work with you, right? And when you can get that energy and that messaging across, it's just going to be way easier to sell. You're not even going to feel like you're selling. And another burnout way that I see a lot of coaches do is just like over explaining, like trying to convince every lead why, you know, they should work with them. Whereas when you position yourself as an expert and an leader and authority in your space, which is going to come from you being really ultra specific in who you help, right? Then you don't need to convince anyone. They're coming to you, right? So instead, we want to guide qualified potential clients through a pre-call process. They already like, know and trust you, like I said, and it just makes sales way more enjoyable. Okay. So Karen asked if we could go through the no-brainer offer in a little bit more detail. So I thought, let's do that, right? That's the piece I can share here right now. So I just want to share that a good offer will have a title, some inclusions, and fair pricing, right? But a no-brainer offer has 5 other essential components included, right? So your offer should be so irresistible that premium potential clients instantly see the value and say yes without hesitation. When a really good offer is like that good, that's what we're going to do, right? To get to 30K a month, which is what you're all wanting, right? You want to refine your offer positioning so it naturally is going to attract the ready to buy clients through your powerful messaging. Okay. Some people have great offers. Their messaging just sucks so much that people can't see how great that person's service is, right? They're like a hidden gem, right? We want to make you known and stand out. So you'll also want to shift eventually from one-on-one services to a more scalable offer if you want to keep on helping more people without adding more to your plate. So we'd want to move to like group coaching, right? So for example, I have 150 clients and I run 2 calls per week. Like there are 2 calls that are consistent on my calendar per week, right? and I'm helping all of those people, and there's amazing client results. So you want to structure your offer really intentionally and strategically to maximize client retention, increase lifetime value, and create a built-in referral engine as well, right? And a well-crafted no-brainer offer will do 80% of that selling for you, which is just going to make it easier to sign clients, okay? So let's go through the 5 things. You might want to write these down in the chat or in your notebook. So the first thing is your no-brainer offer has to have a promise. This is going to create clarity and desirability, okay? So my question for you with your offer right now is the result clear, specific, and emotionally compelling? Yes or no in the chat, guys? For example, an unclear promise might be something like grow your business. That's very vague. Grow what type of business? Grow it from $1 to $2? Like, I don't know. It's all up in the air. Whereas a clear promise might be something like sign 5 high ticket clients per month in your coaching business through Instagram Reels. That's very specific. Okay. So green, your audience knows exactly if it's for them or not. Or red, it's too vague, there's too many outcomes, and it's unclear who it's for. You're red or you're green. All right, we've got a bit of a mixture there. All right. So if you're a no to that or you're a red to that, this is like the number one thing you have to fix up. I'm not going to buy your offer if I don't know what the specific compelling outcome is that I'm going to get. Like, why would I pay you thousands of dollars if I don't really know what I'm going to get from it, you know? Number 2 is bonuses. This can enhance the value without overcomplicating the offer of having 1,000,001 like inclusions and you're people pleasing like crazy. We don't want to do that. So my question for you is do you have bonuses? But do the bonuses actually solve objections, potential objections, or fast track results? We don't want to just give more stuff. No one wants more stuff. We've already got stuff to do. We're already busy people. But they want more support and they want more speed to get their desired specific outcome faster. Do the bonuses provide that? Yes or no? Nope, nope, nope. Some greens. All right. So got some tidying up to do there, right? Some examples of bonuses might be one-on-one access or templates or a personalized plan or downloadable things, you know? So that's number 2. Number 3 is a guarantee to de-risk the decision. Now, I want to give a little bit of context here because, you know, I don't agree with all guarantees. No one can really guarantee anything, right? Because we can't guarantee that the person in front of us is going to take action on what it is we teach and provide. So we don't want to give a BS guarantee. You know, we want to give a genuine one. So what is a guarantee that you could give that actually makes your offer safe to buy or feel safe to buy? For example, could you give a results-based guarantee or a time-based guarantee or a satisfaction-based guarantee? So we don't want to promise something we can't promise. But if we could say, for example, if you show up and don't get results, we'll support you one-on-one until you do. That's something that you could do. Or you could say that you've got a 30-day love it or leave it period where it's like if after 30 days you don't love it, you can leave the program. These are sort of guarantees that help de-risk the decision, which naturally make it feel safer to buy, right? So you don't have to have a guarantee, but if you don't have one, you need to have a reason as to why you don't, because people will sometimes ask, saying, do you have a guarantee or what happens under XYZ circumstances? And you either need to have a reason as to why you don't have one, which is totally fine, but you have to own the reason and they will understand if you explain it. That's why you need to know the answer. Or you need to have some sort of a guarantee that you feel good about and you can commit to. So for example, I can happily provide, let's say, a 14-day love it or leave it period for my program. I'm not concerned about that. No one's ever taken me up on that because I do deliver what I say I do and more. People get so much more than they ever realize when they sign up. I trust myself to deliver an exceptional service. I qualify people. Like I said, I don't just have anyone join my program. And so for that reason, I feel comfortable having a 14-day love it or leave it period because I trust and back my offer, you know, and I trust and back myself, and I trust the quality of the people coming into my world as well, which is why no one's ever even asked for it. So that's an example of a guarantee, and it helps make your offer a no-brainer. Have you got people joining for a membership or subscription then? No. So it's a monthly payment plan for a commitment. For like some people pay in full and some people pay on a payment plan. They need to commit to the full investment unless they were to opt out in that 14-day love it or leave it period, which, like I said, no one has ever done. No one's ever done it. So yeah, they commit to it. So I don't do memberships and I don't do subscriptions. I don't believe in people being half in and half out. It's like you're all in and I just provide that love it or leave it if like it wasn't what I said it was going to be. And like I said, that's not the case. So it doesn't happen. Can you tell us more about this monthly membership? I can later on. I'll show you an example of my offer after this if you like. So the fourth thing that goes into making your offer a no-brainer is having payment plans. So kind of like I just spoke about, right? So we want to make your program accessible without undervaluing yourself or the offer. Very, very important fine line there. So is the pricing structured for your ideal client's mindset and stage? And are you incentivizing pay in full in a way that feels good and not forced or like you're punishing people? So, you know, it's important you charge appropriately because as you all know, there are costs that go to running a business. There's your time, there's potential team, there's subscriptions, there's resources, there's investments you've made. All of that goes into you being able to deliver a service for your clients. And so it's really, really important that you are charging accordingly. Okay. And so we want to make sure that we're charging appropriately, but that we are also making it accessible as much as we can without bending over backwards. So we want to make sure that our pay in full is cheaper than our payment plans because it does cost us to have a payment plan, right? It's a risk for you to have that. So it's important that you do charge a little bit extra for the people that are on a payment plan, but it doesn't have to be so much that they feel like they're being punished, right? It's just to literally acknowledge the cost and the risk that goes with it. So let me know, are you green? You have a supportive and clear payment plan in place, or you're red, you need to improve your payment plan options. As a coach, the accountability is with the client, so a guarantee doesn't feel right, although could let them know it needs to feel right, like right fit intro before the program. Well, yeah, just don't have a guarantee then, but then have your reason why you don't have a guarantee. So I haven't always had one. And when I didn't have one, it wasn't a problem because if and when I was asked about it, I had a reason as to why I didn't. And I said, look, I can't guarantee your results. And anyone that says that they can is actually just lying. They're just taking the risk there and hoping that it all works out because no one can actually guarantee a result because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You could decide to just walk off the face of the earth or not take action. So no one can actually guarantee, right? Which is why I don't put a guarantee on the actual result. Even though my clients get great results, I still can't actually guarantee it, right? But I do have a love it or leave it because I know that my clients will love my program. Like everyone that's in my program loves my program, you know? Red, green. My services are all on payment plans. Definitely have an in full. Cash is king, Brie. Okay. What is a good discount to incentivize upfront payment? Well, I don't have any context to what you're currently charging, do I? So I would need some more information, but you just want to make it feel like a win-win where it's like, you know, the person, like if you've got both options, people feel incentivized to pay in full. But if they can't, it's only for the people that can't pay in full that the payment plan is there to support them, right? Amazing. All right. And the fifth thing that's going to help make your offer a no-brainer is having urgency and scarcity, but it has to be ethical and genuine. I'm sure we've all seen some like not so genuine urgency. It needs to be real. Okay. So are you giving, you know, a real reason for people to act now? Why should they work with you now? Why should they invest now? Why now? Now's always the best time. It's like, when's the best time to plant a tree? Everyone's going to say yesterday, right? It's like, you know, there's never really like a right time. There's always going to be things that are going on in life and in the world. But if people are struggling with a problem and they really want an outcome, like now's the best time, right? But the human brain, unfortunately, doesn't work like that. The human brain wants you to stay small, not move, not change, not grow, and stay really comfortable, right? And so we need to implement urgency and scarcity to help kind of write over the part of people's brain that is trying to make them stay exactly where they are. And they don't want to stay actually right where they are, but their brain just wants them to be safe, which is there, right? So some things we can do to add in that genuine urgency and scarcity is limited spots, limited time bonuses, is a particular start date. It's like you either join now or you miss out. Or if your price is increasing, these are all opportunities that you can leverage to sign clients and get people to move quickly. I raise my prices a lot for new clients, and every time I announce that on social media, being like, hey, just letting you know, to give everyone a genuine heads up in case someone was in the back of their head, oh, I'm going to reach out to Sophia next week. It's like, well, just letting you know, guys, next week my price is increasing by $1,000. Every single time I have people then sign up, because the cost or the pain associated with paying $1,000 is enough for them to move now. So that's leveraging genuine urgency and scarcity. Now, you would only say that online if you're actually upping your prices, right? But nonetheless, everyone does and should increase their prices from time to time. And so when you're going to do that, you might as well let people know. I think that's a really nice thing to do. And also leverage that urgency piece of it to get people to move. Action takers and money makers at the end of the day. So whatever you can do to get people to move is you doing a service for them. Okay. So we want to avoid fake scarcity or pressure tactics. And we just want to leverage genuine momentum. Okay. So don't say you've got 3 spots left if you have more than 3 spots left, or, don't say your price is increasing if it's not increasing. Don't say things that aren't true, but if it's true, then go for it, lean into it. So let me know in the chat, are you green? You have genuine urgency and scarcity involved in your offer, or red, you have little or no genuine urgency and scarcity involved in your offer. Let me know. Red, none yet. Okay, guys, we've got to fix this up. Red, red, red. Green, red. All right. So some of you asked to see a real example. Would you like me to show you my main offer in particular? Let me know in the chat and I can just quickly walk you through it. Yes, please. Yep. Okay, cool. Let me just stop sharing my screen for a second and I will grab it up for you. So, all right, let me just go here. All right, can we all see this? Let me just zoom in for you. My main program is called Scale School, and I just have it in a simple Google Doc, work smarter, not harder, guys. So let me just walk you through where some of the things that I just mentioned that go into making a no-brainer offer have come in. So at the very top, I just when spots disappear, by the way, this is the definition of smart. Yes. When spots fill, I just highlighted out. And so now we've currently got 5 spots available. There's that genuine urgency there. I feel like it's important for people to know that they can't literally just join whenever they want. Right. And then I've got some cool bonuses. So it's because I work closely with every client, we currently have 5 spots available. And if you join before Friday the 24th, you're also going to get a personalized spacious scaling plan for free when you join, right? So there's the bonuses. So now you've seen some genuine urgency and you've seen some bonuses. Now, another part of the no-brainer offer was a big promise, right? So this is it's in bold, it's nice and big, so it's easy to read, where it says want to scale your coaching business to 30K months and create true freedom the simple, sustainable way, right? That's the big promise. It's you either want that or you don't. It's super clear. It's for coaches that want to scale to 30K months and create true freedom. And this is the way that we're doing it, right? So Scale School is the name of the program. It's a 12-month high-touch program for online coaches ready to scale with a spacious calendar and without sending cold DMs or burning themselves out. And then I've got some sub outcomes that come with this, leads every day, sales every week, clients who stick around, in a business that grows without burning you out, for example. And then basically, I won't go into it in too much detail, but this document essentially is like a sales page, right? It's like, just sharing who it's for, who it's not for. You don't want your audience to be confused. They need to know, are they in the right place? Is this actually for them? So people that are not a coach or a service-based business or are not marketing themselves online are already not going to be interested in this because I'm just not speaking to them. But if you are a coach and you do want to scale to 30K months, and this is the way you want to scale, you know it's for you and you're going to keep reading, right? And we need to do that to keep grabbing attention, right? Then you want to break down what people are going to get. And we need to be really clear about that and not just inclusions and things like that. We need to link it back to outcomes and benefits because that's what your audience actually cares about, right? So I sort of break down how my program works, like first 3 months, all about momentum. I'm going to build you a personalized plan. We're going to refine your no-brainer offer, build out your daily lead attractor strategy, and set up your sell via chat method so you can start signing clients consistently, right? And then, like saying, showcasing like, things that are going to create ease of mind for people reading. It's like most clients sign high ticket clients and make their entire investment back within the first 30 to 60 days. If you've got that kind of those stats within your program, like you should share that loudly and proudly, right? So anyways, I go into, this detail. I show them why me, why Scale School, client results. I've got thousands of client results that I could share, right? The guarantee, like I told you guys about with with the no-brainer offer, like, we offer a 14-day love it or leave it period so you can commit to your business, with confidence, right? And if you don't absolutely freaking love it within 14 days, we'll shake hands and walk away as friends. And that's that. And like I said, no one's done it yet, but having that there helps people make a decision, right? Then I share the inclusions, but I don't just share the inclusions. I make sure to share the outcome of it. So it's like, it's really nice and cool to know that there's 2 weekly intimate group calls every week. But what they care about is that they're being supported and moving forwards every week. That's what they actually want. It's not about the number of calls. It's that they're feeling supported and they're moving forwards every week. Okay. Do we need a team to do all of these? It feels like a lot for one person to do, delivering coaching and getting trained on all of this. I don't know what seems a lot to do. Like, I'm the only coach in my program. It's 2 calls a week and it's responding to my clients. Like, it's really not that bad. I think what's exhausting is like back-to-back one-on-ones and all of these things. So you don't necessarily need a team, especially if you're just starting out. But eventually, yeah, you will want some people helping you. I've got a very small team, but a very impactful one. I've got a virtual assistant who does a lot of admin stuff for me, which is incredibly helpful, and has supported me to grow. And I have an ads manager who runs the Facebook ads for me, so I definitely have a team that I'm incredibly grateful for and that supports me. But there's so much you can do just on your own as well. So hopefully that helps. So yeah, make sure you share all of the benefits and the outcomes of all of the inclusions of your program, and the bonuses. I talked about that. And then a call to action at the end, like, I'm currently accepting new clients. If you've read this document, you meet the requirements and you want to inquire about working with me, apply now. And that's as simple as that. How many hours a week do you dedicate to responding to DMs? Well, I don't know. I just like do it on my walk or, while I'm drinking my cup of tea in the morning. Like I wouldn't even know a specific number of hours, but because I run events like this, I don't need to do hours and hours of back and forth with someone. It's like this is usually enough for people to make a decision about they either like me or they don't. They either want to work with me or they don't. It's kind of one of those things. And I've got my podcast that people listen to every week as well. And that just builds that trust. And yeah, so I don't know about a specific number of hours. It really varies, but that's also something you can delegate and get support with as well if you didn't want to do it or didn't have capacity for it. But yeah, if you're not doing long form content, then yeah, a lot of back and forth conversations would be involved, which is why some people do triage calls and then lengthy sales calls and follow-up calls. And it's like, I just don't do any of that. That's just not even what I need to do because I've mastered long form content. So anyways, this is an example of a no-brainer offer. Who thinks that's a no-brainer offer? Like, and who can see how those 5 things, come into play with this now? Let me know. Amazing for sure. Classic. So good. All right. I'll go back to where I was at. All right, here we go. Here we go. So when you get your no-brainer offer right, sales is really going to feel effortless and you can actually focus on signing quality clients instead of chasing quantity, giving you more time, more income, and creating a higher quality experience and results for your clients. One of my clients, Abby, she actually made $70,000 in her first month working with me and got 31 calls booked within 24 hours from her second ever event in her private Facebook group that had less than 400 members in it. She has consistently done this since working with me. And here's screenshot proof of her saying that to me. She actually hired someone to do the calls for her. So, 31 calls might sound like a lot, but she didn't have to do them. So that's really cool. She just ran an event and that was that. This has simplified so much of what I've been trying to figure out. Thank you so, so, so much. Oh, you're so welcome. When you say long form content, does that include podcasts, YouTube videos as well? 100%. Yeah, it does. Now, we've talked about the first two pillars. Now we're on to the third, which is simple systems. All right. My podcast is called Behind the Business. So yeah, you're welcome to check that out. Behind the Business by Sophia Rose Bernardi. And I drop an episode every single Tuesday. So picture your business running smoothly with templates and workflows that save you 15 plus hours each week. No chaos trying to find certain documents, manually doing tasks that could very easily be automated or delegated. Just a well-oiled machine that supports your growth, right? Now, like the other two pillars, I'm a very organized person is what you'll start to realize is that there are three components that go into this as well. The identity upgrade, the organized backend, and the template hub. So the identity upgrade is basically, I put this under systems because I believe your mindset in a way is a system. Some people have mindsets that support them to grow. Other people have mindsets currently that do not support them to grow. You've got to upgrade your mindset to be a match for the results that you say that you want. And so we need to upgrade your identity, right? Because we are always going to attract what we are a match for consistently, right? It's not about being positive and feeling great all the time. That's definitely not what it's about, but it is about being in the energetic frequency of the result that you want. And that is a system. That is something to, adopt and apply and, add into your being, I suppose. Then we've got the organized back end. If you don't have an organized back end of your business, it's really difficult to scale. If you've got freaking USBs here, hard drives there, stuff on your desktop, stuff on OneDrive, stuff on Google Drive, and it's all over the place and nothing's folded or labeled properly and you can't find things, good luck growing a business. That is so overwhelming and chaotic. I have no photos on my phone. I have no files on my computer. My whole business is organized with neatly color-coded folders on Google Drive, and that is it. It's all in one place that my team can get access to everything. I can get access to everything. I know where everything is. And if you ask me to find any template, of which I have hundreds in my business, I could find it in under 10 seconds because I know where everything is because it all makes sense as to where it is. That is what the organized backend is. And then we've got the template hub, which is a collection of templates. So instead of you reinventing the wheel every time and writing out the same email every time to follow up with someone, again, you have templates for these things. It's going to save you hours and hours and hours. And this is why I have a clear calendar a lot of the time. And this is why I've never burnt out in my business. And this is why I'm never exhausted in my business. Of course, I think, business and life will have its seasons and it's, it'll have its moments. But for the most part, when you have this in place, it just gets to flow. And I think, especially for us women, that's so important that, we have these systems and structures in place so that we can create freedom and flow. Okay. Love this idea. I so need an identity upgrade. This sounds dreamy. This is great. Thanks, Sophia. Can I ask, what if some people need individualized support? Do you also do one-on-one with them? So I have 2 tiers to Scale School. Tier 1 is all group support, and then tier 2 has one-on-one add-on support. But I will just make it really clear that even tier 1, which is the group support, provides so much individualized support. My clients can ask me questions any day of the week, and I respond to each one of them with a personalized answer directly to them, right? So everything I do is about helping them to create a personalized approach. I create a personalized plan for them when I'm on coaching calls, even if it's a group call. When one person's asking a question, I'm not answering for everyone there. I'm answering for that person there in that moment. And I might give a completely different answer to someone else based on their stage, their problems, their skills, their, their season of life and business. Like, my answer isn't the same for everyone. And that's why I do, like, genuinely hands on heart, only work with a certain number of clients at a time, because I know everything about my clients. I deeply, deeply care. I know what their kids' names are, how many kids they have, where they're based, what their hobbies are, and what's important to them. I know a lot of their human designs and so forth, because I deeply care. So I don't want you to feel like a group program can't be individualized and personalized, because it can when you structure it correctly. And I only take the time to explain that, not necessarily just to justify my offer, but because I would hate for that to stop you from creating a group offer with that belief that's actually kind of false. In fact, I have people that choose, they could well and truly afford tier 2, but they choose tier 1 because they know the power of group support. They know that they can get the result more than enough from there. People only choose tier 2 if they simply desire one-on-one. It's not a need to get the result, it's a desire to get the result. There's obviously speed associated with one-on-one support, but that's got nothing to do with it being individualized. Hopefully that makes sense. Does this system require a website? No, you don't need a website. I think, you don't need one. Do you sometimes find that some people are just contacting you constantly though? Does that burn you out? Do you mean clients or potential clients? But either way, to be honest, this is why you have boundaries in place, like clients. So I just have boundaries in place. So I respond, they know when I'm available. I'm going to respond once in the morning and once in the afternoon, every day, Monday to Friday. But to be honest, my course curriculum is so extensive. It's so organized and specific. The answers are there, and when people do ask a question, I mean, Joe, that's what they're paying me for. Like, I love working with them. Like, I'm so happy to answer their questions and support them, because that's literally my job and I love it. So I'm happy to do it. But I think when you have boundaries in place, regardless, which I think is really healthy for all of us, it means you're not going to burn yourself out or people please, because the only reason that would happen is if you crossed your own boundaries that you set. And I don't do that. I don't cross my own boundaries. So I'm not going to build resentment towards anything. And I'm also not going to have inclusions that I can't sustain or keep up with. So it's all designed in a great way. And I have notifications off of my phone. So I'm only going to see something when I'm available and ready to go answer. But I do answer all of my clients every day within a 24-hour period, Monday to Friday. And I can commit to that. And I wouldn't have promised it if it wasn't something that I desired to do or could commit to. So hopefully that helps. But thanks for the question, guys. Lovely questions. So like all the other options, there is a burnout way to go about systems, and there's a spacious way. So the burnout way, which sounds like is relating to a lot of you guys currently, is that you're manually doing everything, if not most things, yourself, right? Whereas the more spacious way would be to automate onboarding, for example, automate admin or delegate it, and use simple systems that are going to save you 10 plus hours a week. So let's just say one of you joined my program today. I would send you the payment link and you would join, and all of that is automated from that. You sign the terms and conditions when you join. The payment plan or the pay in full is created. You then instantly get login details to all of my courses, and I've got several of them. You get access to all of them. You get a welcome email, a beautiful welcome email. There's a handbook that explains exactly how the program works, and there's a video as well to go with that. It's really beautiful, seamless onboarding experience. And there's the clear next steps outlined in the welcome email. And there's a series of automated check-in emails as well. Like, the whole thing's automated, and I give that whole process to my clients as well, so that they can, what am I trying to say here? Yeah, they can go about it in their own way. So that is that. Thoughts on when one client has two very different decision makers. I'm a youth mentor, and one of the hardest buy-ins is getting youth to agree meeting me. Parents are fine. Would you suggest having two independent events? Have a two or multi-part event, or one event for both in one? That sounds very confusing. I would get clear on who is actually the core decision maker there, or where they can meet in the middle, where it applies to both of them. I think I would need a little bit more context to help you there, but it sounds a little bit confusing to need to do two of everything in order for one thing to happen. So I would say there's got to be a way for you to be able to speak to the actual person purchasing, or if it's both, being able to speak into both lenses at once. Yeah. Cool. Another burnout way is tracking clients in notebooks, like spreadsheets or messy documents, whereas the more spacious way is like just having one client hub to manage everything in one place. So we track clients' revenue, whether they've been active in the program or not, where their payment plan is at, any notes me or the team need to know about each individual, like, all the information on their business, all of that is in literally one place. So I know whether people's revenue is growing, it's plateauing, it's declining, and we have a process to turn that around or keep that momentum up. And that's just all in one place, very spacious. Whereas if that wasn't tracked or organized, it would be really hard to stay on top of. The burnout way would be to be creating from scratch every time. Like every time you have a sales call, you send this manually written out email, like you just have a template, and then tweak where necessary to each individual. Posts, you can repurpose posts. You can turn long form content like a podcast episode into like 10 different reels, for example, and using scripts and things like that. So instead, the spacious way is just to have these templates, have repeatable assets, right? So you're not constantly reinventing the wheel. What do you align more with? Not what you align with, but what are you experiencing more right now? The burnout way or the spacious way when it comes to having simple systems in your business? The cool thing with this one in particular is I just give my clients all of this. They get the templates, they just get all of that. So they don't even have to create that themselves. And there's just so much of it. Burn to the ground. Oh no. Okay, we got to fix that. So my guess right now is that your business is working a little bit, but it's chaotic. You're making money, you're serving clients and showing up consistently, but behind the scenes, it's a total mess. Your content creation, lead generation, and client management are all dependent on you. If you stop, the business slows down, or worse, stalls completely. And that's the problem. Scaling isn't about doing more, which hopefully you guys are starting to understand now. It's about setting up simple systems that remove you as the bottleneck in your business. All right. Now, here's how you know your systems are holding you back. One, you constantly feel like there's too much to do and not enough time. So you procrastinate or avoid tasks altogether. That's red flag number one. Let me know if that's you. Number two is you spend hours on repetitive tasks like content creation, lead nurturing, and onboarding when they could just take minutes. Number three, your Canva, Google Drive, and business processes are disorganized, making everything take longer than it should. And every month feels like you're starting from scratch because you don't have repeatable, scalable processes in place. And the irony, you got into business for freedom, but because you're still doing everything manually, your business is running you instead of the other way around. So the fix here is simple, guys. You've got to have these scalable systems in place. So when I talk about systems, I don't mean complicated tech or rigid structures or 101 subscriptions. I mean smart, repeatable processes that make scaling effortless. Templates that save you 10 plus hours each week, automated client onboarding that runs without you, a simple organized content system that allows you to show up consistently without reinventing the wheel each month. This is exactly what I help my clients to, implement, because my belief and opinion is that if something needs to be done more than once, it becomes a template or an automation immediately, because simplicity scales and hustle does not. So if you're running your business like you're at 5K per month, because your systems are showing that, then you're never going to reach 30K per month. You've got to upgrade your system so your business can grow without you working more. And sometimes it's these little things that might only take 10 or 15 minutes, but you constantly keep doing them instead of simplifying it. And it adds up and it's costing you so much money. Now, because of the spacious business model that I have, like this is typically what, a week in my life would look like. Sure, sometimes there's a few extra calls there or a few sales calls, but for the most part, this is my calendar. And I kind of love keeping it that way, to be honest. I've got my 2 scale school calls that I do every week. I do an intimate Q&A call where maybe 5 or so people will come on. So everyone gets a lot of one-on-one time and tremendous amount of value there. And then I do a workshop where I'm teaching on a different topic every time. So my clients get this nice mixture of like getting their questions answered and also learning every week. I love going to Pilates every single day. So that's always on my calendar. And I love having a lot of free time. So I can travel, so I can spend time with my partner, so I can just FaceTime my best friends or work on growing my business and supporting my clients. It's important to help a lot of people that I have the capacity, the time, and the spaciousness to do so. And that's why I'm able to go so above and beyond for them. But if I had a full calendar, like some people I know literally do 30 hours of calls every single week. It's like, and it takes them 5 business days to reply to a text message because they're just so busy. And I just don't want to be that person. Now, again, I'll dive just really quickly into the organized backend because what I've found from working with my clients is they're usually the most obsessed with seeing how I organize the back end of my business. Like that's what they love. So let me know if you're a little bit nosy like me and you want to see the back end of my business, like how I organize things and how I set things up. Oh my God. Yes. Yep. Okay. Awesome. 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 Well, let's dive in. So this is a little sneak peek of what it looks like just to give you an idea, and you can let me know where this kind of like sits on your scale right now of where you have this at. So this is like my bookmark web browser tab. You can have folders on there. Instead of having like 1.5 million tabs open, you could just have them in folders and open up the folders as you need things. So this is like how I organize it. And then my Google Drive folder, like I told you, it's color coded. There's 4 core folders and then there's lots of folders within them. But this is how I can find anything in just like under 10 seconds. It's like just organized properly. Really, really important. And then my email inbox is like at 99% of the time. Like I have folders for that as well. I archive things, I clear it out, and I'm not subscribed to things that I don't need to be subscribed to. So I just don't get much to begin with. And I like to keep it this way because it keeps my head and my brain very clear, which allows me to be creative and flow and get stuff done. So who has any of this set up or who would love to have this set up? Also, like I said, I run events quite regularly and I map them out in beautiful documents like this, where all I have to do is just fill out the document. I teach my clients how to use this document so that everything's organized in one place. They don't need 15 documents for their launch. They need one, and you can repurpose it, a lot of it, every single time. So it's easy to fill out and use every single time. I also store all of my photos in Google Photos and videos, and my team has access to it. So my VA, like my virtual assistant, she's the one that posts my content. So she'll pick a photo or a video from this folder, and she's able to do that because I give them access to it. But if I had photos on my phone and on my computer and on a hard drive and on a USB, like she just wouldn't be able to have access to it. I'd have to constantly send her stuff all the time, whereas because it's just all in one place and they have access to it, they can just use it. And then I've color coded my calendar as well. So these are the sorts of things that you want to have in place. I have some of this, but need to tidy. Love that. I do have this set up, but didn't know you could color code. So now I have to do that. Love that. Are all of your events free, or do you charge for some of them too? I definitely do some paid events. Yeah, but most of the time I do free events just like this because I want to help a lot of people, and I want to make it accessible. Like there's a lot of you here right now, and a reason for that is because it's free, and then the people that want more support will pay for the service that gets them that. So yeah. Even organizing your Canva is very important. So I have folders for inside Canva. I don't know if anyone else's Canva is very chaotic otherwise, but it's very hard to find stuff if you don't have things labeled properly to be able to easily do so. And also I might be like the queen of organization. I'm your typical Virgo, very OCD about it. But I also don't like unnecessarily complicating things, right? Like I run a business that generates millions of dollars, and my to-do list is on Apple Notes. Like it's literally not any more complicated than that. I don't have all these complicated like systems and back end stuff that is like confusing to navigate. Like I literally just have a to-do list on Apple Notes and that works so fine for me. And I just tick it off every day. So like, yeah, simplicity scales and complexity fails always. So guys, where do you stand when it comes to the organized back end? So you're red if your back end is chaotic and disorganized. You're yellow if you've got some structure existing, but things still feel a bit clunky and inefficient. And you're green if your business runs smoothly with simple, effective systems in place. Red, yellow, 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 yellow. Oh my God, Canva, so messy. Yep, you can easily tidy that up. Red, yellow, yellow. Okay, we've got some mixed bags there. Amazing. Some of you are organized. Guys, I have to be honest, like most coaches don't have the business they desire because they haven't mastered all three of these pillars that I've just shared with you that make up the scalable system. And when you master these three pillars and the three components within each, your business doesn't just grow, it sustainably scales. You wake up excited knowing that you're building a coaching business that's aligned, scalable, and impactful all at once. Type a yes in the chat if that's what you want. You want it to be aligned, scalable, and impactful all at once because that is possible. And here's what happens when you master it. So potential clients will reach out to you, eager to work with you without needing every detail about your program. You will wake up to messages in your inbox saying, how can I join your program? Your client list will just grow effortlessly and you'll even have a wait list of people ready to work with you. Here's some screenshots of some really cool experiences I've had. I've got clients that send me photos saying, look, I've got a folder of all of your stuff in my house, and clients print out all my workbooks and send gifts out of excitement that they're joining my program, or that people have been manifesting it or recommending me in like free Facebook groups and just being like, actually, I don't need a call. I'm sold. How much is it again? And just, you know, recommending me publicly and everything like that is just, it means so much to me. You'll also be invited to speak at events. I've been invited to speak at events with 300 plus people, and I've hosted, you know, in-person retreats as well. And I'm about to run another one in my home in a week's time. You know, I get to do these things and people pay and want to come to these things or invite me to these things because of the business that I've created. I know how to get seen and I know how to show up and build authority. And when you do that as well, these opportunities will be available for you as well. All right. Now, at this point, I really, really hope you can see the absolute importance of implementing the scalable system if you want to scale your coaching business sustainably to 30K months and beyond. But my bet is that you didn't attend this event and stay this entire time just to gather more information. You showed up because you're ready for 30K months sooner rather than later, right? Let me know if you'd rather it sooner rather than later. At the start of today, I told you that there are just 2 reasons why most coaches don't sustainably scale to 30K months. Like there's literally just 2 reasons. Taking action on the wrong things. A lot of people are doing things that just do not work. It's the wrong things. Or they have the right things in place, or like they know what the right things are and they're just simply not actioning it, right? Today, you've seen exactly what the right model looks like. Like you've seen exactly what it looks like. The only piece left for you is consistent action on that process. And that's where most coaches struggle if they try to do that alone, because there's so much guesswork involved. Do I do this? Where do I show up here? Where do I post? What should I say? You know, is this offer right? Is this pricing right? There's so many questions. Like we just don't know what we don't know. And this is why I have created Scale School. It's why it exists. It's to have all of the answers in one place. And it's to give you the right business model and the accountability and support so that you follow through. And when you have the right model and you're taking action on it, you know, it just becomes a matter of when and not if. Whereas right now, if you don't have the support you need, you don't have the approach that you need with all of the answers, then you are guessing. You're literally gambling of like, will this work? Will it not work? Like you don't know. And that's a very scary position to be in. So for those of you that do want my help, you know, scaling your coaching business using the scalable system, like you've seen it today, you love it and you want it to save you time, to save you money and to save you energy, then I would really love to share how I can help you do that. Is that all cool with everyone here if I just really quickly share what that would look like? 100% I am absolutely ready now. Yes, please, I do. Can I ask about the beginning part, having programs and only 2 people join? I don't know what you mean by that, sorry. Amazing. I'll share it. So if we work together, we are going to start by installing these 4 essential systems into your business in the first 90 days, right? So you can start signing more clients and increasing your income right away. We've got a few months left of the year, guys. I want you to end this year on an absolute high where it's like, you've made more momentum in the last few months than you have like the first entirety of this year, right? Now, the first things we have to implement to get you doing that is the daily lead attractor. You need high quality leads coming into your business every single day. So you need to have a strategy that does exactly that. You need to have a no-brainer offer. Like I said today, if your offer is not very compelling, then it doesn't really matter how many leads you attract. It doesn't really matter how good your sales skills are. People aren't going to buy a shitty and unclear offer, right? So I'm going to make sure and I'm going to audit it and work with you on it to make sure that your offer is so good that your audience quite literally feels silly saying no. We're also going to implement the sell via chat method because once you have a great offer and you've got leads, you do need to know how to sell with them. You do need to know how to have conversations with them in a variety of aligned ways as well, right? Not just reliant on one way. And we've got to have the organized back end in place just so you can start to get your time and your energy back so that you can continue to help more people, sign more people without feeling like you're running on this hamster wheel, because a lot of people are running businesses that way. Because here's the thing, knowing what to do is one thing, but having a clear, personalized roadmap to implement is a complete other thing. Like right now, you guys might know what to do from today, but knowing like how to do it and how to do it in a way that actually meets your goals, vision, and values is another ballgame, right? Now, because I work really closely with each of my clients to create a deeply personalized experience, like I said earlier, I only take on a small number of people at a time because I do a lot in the beginning with each client. So I have 5 spots available at the moment to work with me. If you would like to see if working together is the right fit for you, then your next step is super, super simple. I want to invite you to book a free 30-minute roadmap call with me. Now, all you have to do is just scan this QR code to book in a call. Now, on this call, during this time, we're going to do 3 things really quickly. Number 1, I'm going to audit your business model and strategy using the scalable system. I want to take a deeper look into your niche, your offer, your strategy, just to see what's possible for you in terms of clients and revenue and growth within your business, to see if I can even help you and what tweaks would need to be made to get this up and going. We're then going to like dive even deeper and just see the number 1 thing that's holding you back personally right now from growing to that next level. As usually for most businesses, there's one thing that when uncovered actually allows your business to grow. And thirdly, we'll start to map out a 3-step custom roadmap for you to get to 30K months in 2025. Okay. This call will also tell me if and how I can help you. And if I feel like I can help you and we have spots available, then I'm going to invite you to take that next step and join Scale School so I can support you the whole way to those 30K months and beyond that, to be honest. You've already taken the first step today by showing up for this workshop, and now it's time to take the next step towards scaling your business to those 30K months and beyond.
Literally in the last 2 days, I have sold $25,000 of programs and therapy. It's literally changed my life. I can send my little boy to the school that I want to take him to and pay off my car. And I just wanted to say thank you, because I get to do what I love. I get to work around my son and be a mom, and just my life is just so different, and I knew in my heart it was possible. I just didn't know how to get there, and to know I can pay for groceries and I can just go and enjoy my life and do it beautifully and stick to what she says, do the things, because literally it works. And yeah, it's amazing, and I'm so freaking grateful for her. So thank you so much. And if you are, not committing to the work, get your butt into gear and do it, because literally, like, she's got the steps and I did it and I followed it, and late at night and when my son was in bed, and I committed to myself, and look at the results. I sold 3 $5,000 packages literally in an hour of discovery calls, and I had a recurring client who was like, hey, I want to work with you for the year. I said, great, that's $20,000, but I'll give it to you for 10 because you're a recurring client. And he's like, great, can you send me the details? What the fuck? It's insane. Thank you, Sophia. I'm so grateful.
So guys, I thought I would just share that because that's like one of my incredible clients, Lani, who just, oh my God, it just breaks my heart. She was in such a dark place when she first joined, and now she just is killing it. I can see so many of you are booking a call right now. Cassandra, I'm so excited to speak with you. Ali, I know, so beautiful. So guys, I've popped the link in the chat for you, but otherwise just scan the QR code. I only have limited spaces, and because I'm only taking on 5 people, if the 5 spots go, like I will just let everyone know that missed out. Like I'll just cancel the call to not waste your time. So just book first in, best dress kind of thing. So try and book for tomorrow and Friday. I've tried to keep that completely clear. It will go before then. So really just book within the next 2 days. And just know that the case studies that you've heard from today, from Liz, from Abby, from Becky, from Tara, from Lani, and several others, they all started by like booking a call. Like that is, you know, how they got started. And that call led them to making tweaks and changes and decisions that ultimately changed the course of their life, right? And this is your opportunity to do the same. You know, this is how my journey got started. And you know, this is how yours can get started as well. Sid, well done for booking a call. I can see so many notifications coming through right now. This is amazing. So good. By the way, for the 5 people that do join, I love to reward quick action takers. Like they're my favorite people because they're the ones that make money. And so what I want you to do is just know that if you are the first 5 to join, you're also going to get these 3 bonus courses as well. You're going to get my 100 leads in 10 days challenge course. You're going to get my 30-day booked and banked challenge course, and you're going to get my tech tutorials course as well. So this is what you're going to get just for joining. If you can't find a time, yeah, they might fill up really quickly. So just you're going to have to do your best with what is available. Yeah, just see if you can find a time in the next few days. Otherwise, I can help you find a time after. Alrighty. If you do join, you're also going to get these 3 bonuses as well. So you're going to get the 14-day love it or leave it period, which just completely makes this a risk-free commitment. You're going to get a deep dive audit of your socials, your business backend, and strategy to ensure you're organized, clear, and confident in your next steps to scale without burning yourself out. And I'm going to create a personalized 6-week spacious scaling plan as well. So it's like a customized plan to use 6 weeks of exactly what you should focus on, your marketing strategy, your niche, your offer. It's all going to be in that one document. So you're going to get all of that if you join. So you can choose to make now the moment that your business scales, or you can choose to stay stuck where you are, letting fear or your past dictate your future and making it harder to grow. And that choice, my friend, is yours. So book a call. I'm going to stay here for a little bit to make sure that everyone finds a time. Avi has booked, Brianna has booked. So good, guys. I'm so excited. I'm so glad you're able to find a time. So now we have quite a few people. I'm just going to wait around. If you've got any questions, we've got some time. I'm happy to answer any questions that may have come up as well, whether it is about Scale School or it's about something I taught today. I'm happy to answer that now. Simon, I'm so glad you've booked. I'm really excited to speak with you and get to know you and your business so much more. This is great. So good. Wow, I'm speaking with you a lot tomorrow. I don't know how to scan the QR code. I'm already watching this on my phone. That is all good. I do have this link here for you in that case. Who else has just booked? Ali has booked. Param has just booked. Claudia has just booked. So good. So good, guys. Loving all of this. What is my pricing model? What do you mean? Like I said today, I have an in full investment and then I have a payment plan. Scale School in particular is a 12-month program. And then I have another program that's a 3-month program as well. I have to run. I have gremlins to get to bed, but I'm so grateful for today and looking forward to tomorrow. Me too, Cassandra. I've loved your energy all tonight. It's been awesome. Tonya, so good. Love that you've booked. Still studying, but will be keen to chat once I'm qualified. You actually don't need to be qualified to get started, Maria, just so you know. I actually wasn't qualified when I first started. That's like both a good and a bad thing about the coaching industry. You can really just use your own experiences to be able to, help people. That's what people care about. Like no one ever asked me what qualifications I have. They just can see my results and my clients' results, and that's what they're actually most interested in. If you're just starting out, is it possible to have group programs or do you need to do one-on-ones first? You can definitely have group programs, but I probably would recommend starting with one-on-one in most instances, just because group coaching obviously requires that you have a group, like you have multiple people there. And if you don't yet know how to sell or your audience is on the smaller side, it could be a really, really small group, which is totally okay. But you might want to start with one-on-one, get some practice, get some momentum, and then you can turn it into a group program. Thank you, Sophia. Truly valuable. You are so welcome. Good luck, everyone. Speak soon, Sophia. I'm so excited for you. Well done for booking. Speak to you very, very soon. You are so welcome. Are there any other questions? I'm going to give everyone a few more minutes. There's still definitely some spaces for Friday remaining. There's only a couple of left for tomorrow at this point. Keeping me all busy, guys. Love it. So I'll just wait a few more minutes, but yeah, happy to answer any or all questions, but I've had so much fun. Might stop sharing my screen at this point because you've got the Zoom chat there if you need it. Not the Zoom chat, the link, to book. But so good. I'm so glad you got a lot out of it. I love running these workshops, and my goal is just to give everyone as much value as humanly possible so people can walk away with some real insights. I think unfortunately there's a lot of free events out there or workshops that just kind of waste people's time and they're not that helpful. Lynette, you've just booked a call for in a couple of days. That's so amazing. I'm so excited to speak with you. Amazing. Any other questions? Feel free to take me up on this time. Be so good that you've just booked a call as well. Yay, so excited. For those of you that were struggling to find a time, if you bear with me 1 second, I might actually give you a link that's a little bit extended out that can help you. So here you go. How many intakes do you have in a month? Well, it really depends. So at the moment, what I've got capacity for and desire for is to bring on 5 people. Some other months I'm like, I've got capacity for 10, but we're rounding up to the end of the month here, and I'm about to run an in-person retreat, like I said, in a week. And that, that's a really important thing for me. And so for that reason, I'm just cutting it at 5 people at the moment. Hey, will UK time zone be a problem in the course as it's right now for booking a call? No, so I have so many clients in the UK. Thank you for asking this question. It definitely isn't. My coaching call accommodates with the UK. One of them accommodates for the UK time and one accommodates for Australia. And the only reason why there's such limited availability at the moment in the next couple of days is just because tomorrow night I'm actually on a plane. So I'm flying interstate. So my calendar is booked for half of the day tomorrow, which is why it's just not showing your time zone at the moment. But yeah, that's why I've just given an extended link there, because in the following week, there would definitely be times that are more supportive for the UK time zone. So see if you can find a time there. And if you're super keen, I can manually book you in for a time. I'm also free right after this if you'd rather have a chat just straight away. First and best dressed. Amazing. So glad you could find a time. Any other questions, guys? still a few of you here, and I can see it's like some of you are still booking, which is really, really awesome. I know there's a few questions to answer when you book. Look at my calendar, just like, it's like this is all just from today or right now. It's just wild. There's so many of you. That's completely overwhelming. I love it. Alrighty. Yay. Any other questions? Let me know. Dun, dun, dun. But otherwise, this has been the best. Can't wait to speak to you all tomorrow. Yay. Oh, Bree, you've just booked as well. This is incredible. Awesome, awesome. So good. Now, if some of you are booked for like next week and you're like, shit, I'm scared there won't even be spots, just message me. I might be able to squeeze you in earlier, outside of my calendar availability currently. I might be able to do that, but otherwise just let me know how keen you are and I might be able to hold a spot or something like that. We can just have a chat. Now, for those of you that wanted my podcast, let me link that for you. So it is called Behind the Business. Let me show you quickly. So this is my podcast name. You can find it on my website if you want. You can watch it on YouTube, listen to it on Spotify, listen to it on Apple. Behind the Business. It's just a raw, real, and unfiltered podcast that takes you behind the scenes of my business and behind the scenes of my clients' businesses and other people that I interview. I do an episode every single Tuesday. It's an amazing podcast. I'm very like transparent and vulnerable and open on there. So highly recommend listening. Just read the titles of the podcast and whatever grabs your attention. I highly recommend listening. I even had a client tell me today, she's like, I've managed to get down back to 2022 of your podcast episodes. Like she's just listening to all of them from top to bottom, and it's just so funny. So yeah, feel free to take a listen there. I've also been interviewed on so many other people's podcasts, so that's all linked there as well if you need. But yeah, that's the name of the podcast. I would love for you to check it out. It will help you a lot. Thanks so much for tonight, Sophia. Very valuable. Need to jump off now. Awesome. No worries. Oh, we have more calls being booked. Are you serious? Wow. Dean, so good. Sai, so good. Amazing. This is the best. All the best to you all. Got to go now. Oh, good. Yay. Well, I've definitely waited around a fair bit, but I can see calls are literally still being booked. But if you also want to see what's possible for you, just while we wait for the remainder people to book, I've got on my website like literally thousands of client results. You can see what's possible for you. Like Tara went from 0 to 307,000. Georgia made 24K from one event. Chantel, like, you know, has a lot to say about working with me, and Lani and Madeline and Liz and Becky and Mirica and Myra and Naomi and Isabel and Ali and gosh, I could just keep going, right? It's like there's just testimonials and written testimonials and screenshots, and you know, the results literally just speak for themselves. Like I could just be scrolling all day. Like made $85,000 since started working with me. Like it's just kind of crazy. $71,000 month, like $12,000 event, $272,000 for the year. Like more video testimonials. Like I've been doing this for a few years now, and it's just piled up because I literally just give everything that I use that's making me over 100K a month. So it's obviously going to happen for them too in due time. And these are all just like really committed people that show up and do the work. So yeah, my hand's starting to get sore from scrolling, if I'm honest, but there's just a lot. So yeah, if that's not proof, I really, there's not much else I could say or do. Like there's just so much evidence that this will work for you. So hopefully that gives you the confidence to book. Thanks so much. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Well, I might love and leave you all. You're very committed for the remainder of you that are literally still listening to me. Like surely you're like, okay, I've had enough now. But that's really everything about the offer. Scale School is my little baby. It's my favorite program. I'm really obsessed with it. I'm so proud of it. I'm proud of the client results and the experience and the community and everything. So yeah, I have a full sales page breakdown if you're super interested. But yeah, I also just sometimes use the Google Doc because it's just easier. Just like send the link. But yeah, there's a lot of inclusions. I literally just yeah, I'm giving a lot. And then tier 2 for those that want one-on-one support, that's there as well. The bonuses I mentioned, but there's more bonuses that aren't shown here that I've given just to you guys because you're here. So that's not actually shown on here. And yeah, it's an amazing program. But I'm pretty sure literally so many of you have booked, I actually like can't even keep up. So I might love and leave you all. Like, yeah, it's still just coming through, to be honest. So that's fun. But yeah, thanks so much for coming here and spending all of this time with me. It's been nearly 2 hours, which is just insane. I hope you all have a productive day or afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. As you can see behind me, it's evening here. So I'm going to go chill now, but thanks so much for coming. And I can't wait to connect with you all very soon. You're so welcome. Bye, guys. See ya.